2 Timothy 2 and 16. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more unrighteousness. You hear that? That's why he said that's why he told Timothy don't be dealing with it, because he said, but shun profane and vain babblings. Shut it down. He's saying. For they will increase unto more unrighteousness. You see? And their word will eat as doth a canker, of whom is Hymenaeus and Philetus. You see? See, he says, shun profane and vain babblings. Say their word will cut like a canker. Hymenaeus and Philetus, who concerning the truth have erred. You see that? Let you know these two, as concerning the truth, have erred, saying that the resurrection is past already, and overthrow the faith of some. See, by people saying certain things, these vain babblings, these things that people believe in, they overthrow the faith of some. Some people, they lose their faith. Just so you know, you're the reason why it's cut like cancer. They cut it into like cancer, eating them up alive. Teaching the wrong thing. Talk about the resurrection is past already. And we ain't went through it yet. Look at 2 Timothy 2:23. But foolish and unlearned questions avoid. Hear that? He said it over and over again. I wonder why he's speaking once and twice and 3 times and 4 times. Because we don't get it. He said, but foolish and unlearned questions avoid. Asking stuff that's stupid. That's what it is. Stupid questions avoid, he's saying. Knowing that they do gender strifes. They do gender arguments. You know. Foolish and unlearned questions avoid. Don't deal with them. Because it causes strife. And you got to know how to bring forth a question. Because even if you deal with babblings, that's babbling when you start talking about things. Then next thing you know, people are confused. They don't know what's going on. You got to be straight to the point. 1 Timothy, the 1st chapter, and verse 2. Unto Timothy, my own son in the faith, grace, mercy, and peace from the Most High, our fathers, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, and h.o.i, Mashiach, our power. As I besought thee to abide still in Ephesus, when I went into Macedonia, that thou mightest charge some that they teach no other doctrine. See, he was very important. You got all these different doctrines going out there right now. He said, charge some that they teach no other doctrine. We all were taught the proper doctrine. But now everybody going off trying to dismiss the doctrine that they were taught to some other doctrine. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies. Always trying to find out who is who. You don't know. That's why you can't judge by the outer appearance, the Most High say. Which minister questions, rather than righteously edifying, which is in faith, so do. He's telling you how we're supposed to do this. You see, when Paul was dealing with Timothy, he told him not to teach no other doctrine. No other doctrine. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which minister questions. That's what it's going to do, minister questions. Well, next thing you know, you trying to disciple somebody looking at them and say, oh, you this person, you this nation, or you this whatever. 1 Timothy 4 and 7. Over again. I mean, he's saying it over and over again. but refuse profane and old wives' fables, and exercise thyself rather unto righteousness. See, because this is what people are doing. They were doing it then, and they're doing it now. But refuse profane and old wives' fables. Let's look at what profane means. We're going to look it up because there's somebody that the Most High called profane. Got to look that up too. Profane. Profane, marked by contempt or irreverence for what is sacred, non-religious, secular, vulgar, coarse. To put to an improper, unworthy, or degrading use, abuse, profane. So let's see who the Most High says profane. I wonder who that is. Let's find out. Hebrews. Go to the book of Hebrews. 13 and 16. You heard the definition of profane. It say, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So Esau's profane. And Esau's the end of the world. So Esau's ruling the world. So therefore, if you following the ways of Esau, then you profane too. That's what it says. 1 Timothy 4 and 7, but refuse profane and old wives' fables, and exercise thyself rather unto righteousness. 1 Corinthians 11 chapter. You got to look at being righteous, which is keeping the laws of the Most High, following his rules and regulations. 1 Corinthians 11 chapter. And verse 16, the program of the Most High. It's already set up, been set up. 1 Corinthians 11 and 16. But if any man seem to be contentious, we have a such custom, neither the churches of the Most High. Now in this that I declare to you, I praise you not, that you come together not for the better, but for the worse. Everybody come together. Oh, have a good time. You're going to have a feast, some food. Everybody going to come together, but come together for the worse. But first of all, when you come together in the church, he said, I hear that there be divisions among you. And I probably believe it. He said, hey, you come together in the church, there'll be divisions among you. He said, I believe this. But there must be also heresies among you. People talking about this doctrine, that doctrine. Here, I heard this, I heard that. That they which are approved may be made manifest among you. Different doctrines, different heresies. When he told us in 1 Corinthians, 1st chapter, the 10th verse. Now I beseech you, brethren, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, the name of the Lord and Savior, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, but that you be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. Y'all be perfectly joined together in the same mind and the same judgment. He say, for it hath been declared unto me of you, my brethren, by them which are of the house of h.o.d.c, that there are contentions among you. Problems. Brothers going back and forth. Sisters going back and forth. With men or with each other. Now this I say, that every one of you saith, I am of Paul. I'm of this church. I'm of this man. Like I said, you Mashiachim. He made it clear. I am of Paul. And I am of Apollos. And I of Cephas. And I of Mashiach. Is Mashiach divided? Answer that question. Did Mashiach come here and die for only the apostles who he was rolling with? Only the 70 that he had that went out 2 by 2? No, he died for Israel. Is he divided? Was Paul crucified for you? Or was your leader crucified for you? You exalt him so high. Was he crucified for you? Is he going to make sure that you make it to the kingdom? He got your back and you make it into the kingdom? Or were ye baptized in the name of Paul? Was you baptized in the name of Paul? Was you baptized in the name of your leader? Paul said, I thank the Most High that I baptized none of you. You know what he said after that? None of you. But Cephas and Caiaphas, lest any should say that I have baptized in mine own name. He know how we are. He out there baptizing his own name. He's supposed to be baptized in the name of Mashiach Yahushua. He out there baptizing his own name. And I baptized also the household of Stephanus. Besides, I know not whether I baptize any other. See, for Mashiach Yahushua sent me not to baptize, but to preach the gospel, not with wisdom of words, lest the cross of Mashiach Yahushua should be made of none effect. See. So, you got to know. He said, hey, Most High said that we all speak the same thing and that there be no divisions among you. So he told us they already told us in Mark 16th chapter and 17th verse, now I beseech you again, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses. So he said, mark them that cause divisions and offenses. What? Contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned. Now, if you learn a certain doctrine, a lot of you got all kind of doctrines in your mind because you over here, you over there, you got your own doctrines, which is the precepts of men, the tradition of men. This is simple. This ain't hard at all. But some of you taking it to the umpteen degree in confusion. You're confused because you're over here listening to somebody say something that's contrary to what somebody's saying over here, that's contrary to what somebody's saying over here, and you're all confused. Which one you going to choose is right? You better know. When the judgment come, ain't going to be no excuse then. You can't stand before him and say, I didn't know. I was over here, I was over there, I was over here, I was running everywhere. Like a chicken with his head cut off. You know, different people running around the church shouting, call themselves shouting. You're over here, you're over there, you're over here, you're over there, you're everywhere. Ask you a question you can't even answer spiritually. Because you ain't paid enough attention to the main source. That's what he's saying. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. You have a right to avoid people. Period. They all into the world. They all into the customs of this world. You ain't got no business dealing with all that. They might rub some of that on you. Next thing you know, you doing Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. You all in there, 4th of July. You forgot all about the holy convocations. He said avoid them. Or even those that's dealing in the truth. That's causing divisions and offenses. All the time, looking to start mess. Like you say, look at what he's saying. He done said it over and over again. Because he know that you can't hear it. You don't hear properly. Listening is an art of responsibility, but most people don't know about that. See, now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. Why? For they that are such serve not our power of Mashiach Yahushua. Okay, how much they call on his name, or they try and act like they are Israelite, You don't hear it anyway. Most of you don't say it no way. You just want to talk about yourself. The whole conversation about I, me, me. And you get in there some kind of way, sneak in there some kind of way to get something about wherever you want to bring out. You might be lucky. For they that are such serve not our power of Mashiach Yahushua, but their own belly. And by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. That's why I say all of you simple ones, you're going to love simplicity. And fools hate knowledge and instruction. So it is what it is. I mean, where do you fit in? You know? Heresies, all these rumors and so forth. And people got their own ideas. I feel this way. Well, why don't you open up a class and start teaching how you feel? And continue to teach over and over and over again how you feel. Don't just let one thing go. Just open up the class and start teaching. Because you're going to be avoided. You tell you say avoid them. That's a commandment. That's an order. He didn't say you might can avoid them. No, he said avoid them. Period. Look at 1 Corinthians, the 4th chapter. 1 Corinthians, the 4th. No, 1 Timothy. So like it. 1 Timothy, the 4th chapter. That's what I want. 1 Timothy, the 4th chapter. And we're going to read from 1 to 6. Now the Spirit speaketh especially that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith. Then you know, some going to depart from the faith. I mean, people, like I say, the truth is a revolving door. You have people coming in, people leaving. People coming in, people leaving. You know, so many staying, so many leaving. It's a revolving door. Now the Spirit speaketh especially that in the latter times, we're in the last days, it's the latter times now, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits. You know, some of you went out there and men allow seducing spirits, like seducing women, batting their eyes at them. Some brothers ain't had women, so the first woman that bat their eyes and then went for the other world. And went out there, some of you laying with hoes and prostitutes and all that stuff. Seducing spirits. Seducing you to give up your money. You giving up your money to have sex and so forth. Or a woman that's really not in the truth. That you know not in the truth. And she's going to seduce you. And a man for a woman. To seduce a woman. And she think it's green on the other side. She go over there and find out, oh, wow, this is... Because you're going to have to deal with what the scriptures say. You know, the dog that went to his vomit, licking up his own vomit, and you like a pig that wallowed in the myrrh. You start stinking like a dang pig that's wallowing in the slop. You know, pigs stink. People that eat pig, they be that smell that comes from their pores is nasty. That's a nasty smell. Like somebody smoked, you know, but somebody eat pork all the time. That's a nasty smell, man. You catch them sweating and that's start coming out of their pores. Ooh, that's nasty. That's why I say, now the Spirit speaketh especially in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. You hear that? Doctrines of devils. Straight up. You talking about these doctrines? Some of these doctrines are doctrines of devils. And you don't even realize it. So you can stand before my Sheikh and say, hey, you was involved with doctrines of devils. And I told you, you heard it over and over again. I sent my servant to tell you. Look, 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to the Most High. That's who you done went to. You call yourself Israelite, but you really a Gentile. You right there with the Gentiles. The Gentiles sacrifice unto devils and not to the Most High. Understand this. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils, he said. But here you are dealing with the doctrines of devils. The Gentiles worship devils. They sacrifice to devils and not to the Most High. They don't know the Most High. So here you are with that type of mindset, and you dealing with doctrines of devils. Because you create your own doctrines in your own mind that's going to send you straight to the lake of fire. Straight up. He not said this over and over again for nothing. And he was rolling with the spirit of the Most High. He said, you cannot drink the cup of the Most High and the h.o.d.c, the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Most High's table and the h.o.d.c's table and of the table of devils. Understand this. h.o.d.c told us. That's why you gotta know spiritually how this operates, how to operate with this truth. He told us in Revelation 3 and 20. He said, look, behold, I stand at the door and knock. See, stand at the door and knocking. If any man hear my voice and open the door, you got to hear his voice. His sheep hear his voice. And they follow him wherever he go. You hear his voice and open the door. Is he knocking on the door? That's your mind, the way you think. He said, I will come into him. Like he told us, he going to come and dwell with us. We keep his commandments. He will come and dwell with us. He said, I'm going to come in to him. And we'll sup with him. That's eating at the table of Mashiach Yahushua. And he with me. To him that overcometh, you got to overcome the wiles of the devil. You got to get away from devil and doctrines of devils. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne. Hear that? You overcome the way of this world, he going to allow you to sit with him at his powers from the authority. Even as I also overcame and am set down with my Father in his throne. So he overcame the world. He was an example. He said, I'm the way. To show you how to follow the truth, which is the laws of the Most High. That's going to lead to everlasting life. He said, no man comes to the Father but by me. And there's no New Testament when he's saying it. There's only the law and the prophets. But if you can't put your mind to think as such, you ain't spiritual. How you deal with him? How you know you now? And you still looking at like the churches teach, like the New Testament was written yesterday. When he walked the earth, there was nothing but the law and the prophets. When you look at the New Testament, we're in the New Testament. There's only the law and the prophets, which you read in Revelation, wherever you read. That's it. This was compiled approximately like 90 to 96 A.D. Come on. This is what he said. He that have ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. We're going back to 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits. I love you, baby. You're so fine. I'll give you everything. Really getting you to leave the truth. And now you got to deal with what the Most High say. It'd been worse for you not to have learned than to learn the truth. Then you go outside of the truth. You make the Most High of h.o.d.c an open shame. Here you are calling yourself an Israelite, and now you done went out to the world, and everybody looking at you like, yeah, I knew you'd be back, because you really wasn't about it in the first place. Else you'd have stuck. And if you come back, you got to seek him 10 times more. You think you were in it when you first was there, you got to seek him 10 times more. And I said we all need to be seeking him 10 times more. So you might be doing 20, 25 times more. Because I feel we all need to be seeking him more. Because we just come out of, a condition of oppression, just learning how to read. That's why we got to read the Bible to come back to the Most High and do what he say do. So we could be redeemed from this wicked world. But you let seducing spirits seduce you. And doctrines of devils. Most I said, hey, you ain't supposed to be dealing with no devils. Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. You can't move them. You know how hot iron just, that mark that it leaves, that iron in the clothes, you can't get that out. That's where your mind is. It's like tunnel brain. You can't get nothing in. Nothing coming in. To be able to filter that negative out of you and that evil out of you so that you could be at least have an opportunity that your name can be written in the book of life and live forever. That's what it's all about. You can eat of the tree of life and live forever. But no, you want to speak lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron, been seduced into doctrines of devils, or believing in what the doctrines of devils have told you. That's contrary to the Most High. Because you drew that evil. Only way you're going to have the doctrines of devils because you are evil and you are negative and you draw that evil to you. Most High is righteous. And he made the evil for those that want to draw the evil to you themselves. Verse 3, forbidding to marry and commanding to abstain from meats which the Most High have created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth. And we know the truth. The churches use this to say, hey, all you got to do is pray over it. They use these scriptures to say all you got to do is pray over it, and it's good to go. From the rooter to the tutor. I don't think so. We know the dietary law. So I said, of them which believe, have faith in the Most High, and know the truth. What's the truth? The dietary laws that's in Leviticus 11 chapter. The clean and unclean beasts of fowl and whatever we can eat. Clean and unclean. Read Leviticus 11 chapter. That tells you what meats are clean and what meats are unclean. The dietary law. Because you're going to, look, okay, I'm going to show you. Verse 4, for every creature of the Most High is good and nothing to be refused if it be received with thanksgiving. All you got to do is pray over it. And who you praying to? You don't know the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Most of you don't even acknowledge that. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, not you as a Gentile. He has nothing to do with you. He don't even know you. I don't care if you would call yourself Israelite or not, he still don't know you. Because you in the mindset of a Gentile, of the other nations. You've been programmed. Your mind been polluted. Your brain polluted. Ain't no, stop saying brainwash. Because Mashiach said in John 15:3, now you are clean by the word that I speak unto you. And you ain't following the word. So your brain is polluted. The Most High polluted us. And gave us to these other nations. Because we ain't want to follow him. And here we in the last days and still the same old, same old. That's why 2/3 of our people going to be burnt up. Straight up. Only 1/3 going to be redeemed. Of the 12 tribes of Israel. And a remnant of these other nations. But they say, for every creature of the Most High is good, and nothing to be refused if it be received with thanksgiving. All you got to do is pray over that pork. Pray over that crab. Pray over that lobster. Pray over that catfish. Pray over that shrimp. Oh, don't be talking about my shrimp. I love some shrimp. I can hear you now. Who is that? Turn that off. He talking about we can't eat what we been eating. You don't tell me what I can eat. I've been eating this all my life. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Yo, just give it time. You'll see. This was the Most High telling you. Not me. This is the Most High telling you. And your Jesus going to tell you this too. In Isaiah 65. You got to take it up with him. And verse 66, Isaiah 66 and 15. You got to take it up with him. All you that want to eat shrimp, crab, pork, catfish, oysters, everything they eat boo-boo. You know, crabs and lobsters and so forth. Everything they eat boo-boo. You want to eat crap? They say you are what you eat. Just the Most High got, he going to tell you this. Why you can't eat whatever you want to eat? He said in Isaiah 66:15, for behold, the Most High will come. And the Mashiach h.o.d.c, the anointed Savior, who the world called Jesus Christ, with fire. See, he ain't coming with water no more. He's coming with fire. And with his chariots like a whirlwind. Like a whirlwind, like a tornado, like the mightiest hurricane you ever seen in your life. A whirlwind spinning. To render his anger with fury. And his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Most High and the h.o.i plead with all flesh. And the slain of the Most High shall be many. You hear that? Gonna be a whole lot of people he gonna kill. The slain of the Most High shall be many. Who is he gonna kill? Pertaining to this particular scriptures. They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree, in the midst, eating swine's flesh. You hear that? Oh, man, no, you don't hear that. Oh, you mean somebody can eat my pork chops? He said, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree, in the midst, eating swine's flesh. You eating that pork, that pig, and the abomination. That's why I say you got to go to Leviticus 11 chapter and see what clean meats you can eat. Abomination is catfish. Any fish that don't have fins and scales. Tilapia has fins and scales, but Esau went into the lab and created this fish that eat doo-doo. This is a bottom eater, a bottom feeder. Eat all the doo-doo, but it got fins and scales. Don't be tripping, because he know what he's doing. That devil know what he's doing, because he's deceitful and evil. But it's got fins and scales, and y'all love it. Tastes good. Probably mix it with some catfish or something that you like, that they know you would like. But it eat doo-doo. Tilapia. Oh, yeah. Crab, lobster, oysters, shrimp, pork, all that stuff. They eat doo-doo. They eat boo-boo. That's abomination. Rabbits and squirrels and coons and raccoons and possums and people eating this. Rats. It looks like he gonna tell you. And the mouse. Rats fall into that family. All these animals that got claws, and so you ain't supposed to be eating them. Listen what it says. Shall be consumed together. For behold, verse 15, the Most High, h.o.i will come with fire, and with his chariots will look like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. What did he say? Shall be consumed together. Who said it? Said the Most High. That's why you got to change your diet. Stop eating wrong. For I know their works and their thoughts. He said, he know your works. He know you eating these things. And you think he know what you're thinking right now. Because I'm bringing it out. You hate on me all you want to, but it's the Most High you hate. Because he said, listen, he said, this ain't me. I'm not the I, that's the Most High. For I'm not, that's not me. That's the Most High. For I know their works. He said, I know how you're thinking. And I know what you're doing. When you're sitting down there eating that pork, thinking I'm not looking at you. It's being written in the books every time. For I know their works and their thoughts. It shall come that I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. Believe that. So let's go back to 1 Timothy 4. Verse 5, for it is sanctified by the word of the Most High in prayer. And they use this to believe that they can eat anything and all you got to do is pray over it. And it's sanctified by the word of the Most High in prayer. But it says in verse 3, to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe, have faith in the Most High, and know the truth. And the truth is Psalms 119, 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law, Most High, law is the truth. That same law that he said he wrote with his finger, that he wrote with himself, that you don't want to follow, that you say you ain't under, and yet still you think he gonna bring you into the kingdom? When the h.o.i got to come and teach us 1,000 years of the Most High, and you already denounced him, and you think you gonna make it to heaven? I don't think so. I don't think so. 1 Timothy 4 and 6. If thou put the brethren in remembrance of these things, thou shalt be a good minister of Mashiach Yahweh, nourished up in the words of faith and of good doctrine, whereunto thou hast attained. And the good doctrine is what you're hearing, to show you right from wrong, to correct you. You can become a new creature, be born again. This is being born again. When you look at what's wrong, what you've been doing wrong, and you change. It's not hard. We all have to change. One way or another, we continually change it. We find out this is right, then we do what's right. And we find out this is wrong, we stop doing what's wrong and do what's right. It's simple. Matthew, the 18th chapter, the 8th verse. Matthew 8 and 8. The centurion answered and said, Mashiach Yahushua, I am not worthy that thou shouldst come under my roof, but speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. The servant was sick. And the centurion said, hey, I ain't worthy for you to come under my roof, but speak the word only. Is that faith? He tell him, just speak the word. Just say it, and my servant shall be healed. That's faith. For I am a man under authority, having soldiers under me. And I say to this man, go, and he goeth, and to another, come, and he cometh, and to my servant, do this, and he doeth it. When the Mashiach heard it, he marveled. He heard this centurion, the soldier saying this, and said to them that followed, verily, truly, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. So I ain't found this much faith in Israel. Well, the man just saying, all you got to do is say the word and my servant going to be healed. That's how much he believed in the Mashiach Yahushua, the anointed Savior. And I say unto you that many shall come from the east and the west, and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. You hear that? That's what you want to do. Don't you want to do this? He said, hey, I'll knock on the door. You open the door. My sheep hear his voice. You come in and sup with him. But the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. You hear that? The children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. This is where we at now. In darkness. Gross darkness, as it says in Isaiah 60 and 2. But he said, the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Ooh. There'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Crying and gnashing of teeth. And Mashiach said unto the centurion, go thy way. And as thou hast believed, you have had faith to believe that all I have to do is speak the word, so be it done unto thee. And his servant was healed in that self-same hour. That's faith. Look at 2 Timothy's third chapter. 2 Timothy 3, third chapter. Second Timothy, the third chapter, we're going to start at verse 1. Second Timothy 3 and 1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. You know why? Let me show you why. If I can find my apocrypha. say perilous times. That's like dangerous times going to come in these last days. And this is why. Look at 2 Ezra 8 and 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time, as he's speaking, the last days shall dwell in the world. Why? Because they have walked in great pride. That pride is a damnable thing. But many miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. See? Going back to 2 Timothy 3 and 1. Same thing. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. Dangerous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. See? Men going to be lovers of their own selves. Covetous. Design everything everybody got. Boasters. Bragging all the time. Proud. That's what we just read. Because of pride. Blasphemers. Blaspheming the name of the Most High. Blaspheming the word of the Most High. Disobedient to parents. Children being disobedient to their parents. Unthankful. Thinking somebody owed them something. Instead of thanking people. Being unthankful. Unholy. Not righteous at all. Without natural affection. Could care less. No compassion for their brothers and sisters. Truth breakers. No matter what kind of agreement you have, they break it. False accusers. Lying on each other. Don't know the whole story. Won't come to find the whole story. Just lying. False accusers. Incontinent. Fierce. Despisers of those that are good. Despisers of those that are keeping the laws of the Most High. Remember, I mean, that's real. I mean, Revelation 12 and 12 said the devil know he got a short time. Gonna come down with much wrath. Revelation 12 and 17. Look what it says. That's why, I mean, it's right here. And the dragon, who's the serpent, who's the devil, who's the beast, they all read. The serpent and so forth, and the dragon, and Esau. And the dragon was wroth with the woman who represents the 12 tribes of Israel. When you read Jeremiah 6 and 2, the Most High likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which is the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's going to be redeemed. Which keep the commandments of the Most High. That's the good that we're reading about. Keep the commandments of the Most High and have the testimony of Mashiach h.o.i. You see? So when you see here, in verse 3 it says, despisers of those that are good. So what's good? So you know, Romans 7 and 12. Those that are good. That's the only way you're good. Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy and just and good. So when you keep the commandments of the Most High, the laws of the Most High, this is what he's talking about. They're going to be haters of those that are good. That's keeping the commandments of the Most High. Verse 4, traitors. You think they down with you, next thing you know, they're against you. Traitors, heady, think they all that, head up and high and so forth. Conceited, high-minded, lovers of pleasures, more than lovers of the Most High. Oh man, I can't deal with the truth. I got to go out here in the world and have some fun. And they go out there to fun, and next thing you know, they all jacked up. Most High done jacked them up. Cause he say, yo, you got a complete number of demons gonna come. That the spirit, when you left coming into the truth, that spirit that left out of you,